Howdy everyone, Lordy here from Lord's Larry, your source of out-of-this-world gaming interviews. And today I bring you thought I was going to say review, didn't you? Gotcha. It's a game room tour. So it's been a long time since I've done one of these. I actually lived in this house during the last one that I did upload. I was in a different room though, and my collection has grown extensively since then. So if you go back and you watch that video, it's going to be nothing like this one. Alright, so I've got you guys on the turntable. We're going to do a quick full rotation. I'll give you a quick rundown of what it is, and then we'll actually get down to looking closer and inspecting some of the stuff. So, here we go, guys. Alright, so as you see behind me here, I do have my Legends. Over here I've got a 3D printing setup. I print full-size statues, all sorts of stuff. Then down back behind that I had some helmets. Then starts my comics on this wall. Got some pops. This goes into my games and media here. And then I do collect buttons and pins as well. Peep some Gears Lancers. My record wall. My Zelda cabinet. My gaming setup. Some more of my inbox figures and statues up top there. More inbox figures on that wall. And then my laundry. Right back to the Legends. So let's look at everything just a little bit closer. So I know a lot of you guys watch my channel because of Marvel Legends. So we're going to start with that. So you can see this is my two X-Men shelves. The HasLab Sentinel came in two different variations. You had damaged heads and hands, and then the non-damaged. So I have one of each displayed. With the new releases from Hasbro, though, I'll probably will make this one into a master mold and put the classic-looking Sentinels in front of him. And then there's some of the heroes and the Brotherhood and some more villains. Up top here, I do have some miscellaneous figures. So Iron Man and Thanos fighting, Squadron Supreme. I do not have Power Princess. I'm looking for Power Princess, and then Bone Breaker for the Reavers. Some more miscellaneous figures, some have fallen down. This will eventually be a Marvel vs. Capcom display. I just haven't got any Capcom figures just yet. The Wrecking Crew, I do have the other two, but I can't find them currently. There's the new Giant Man HasLab figure with some more zombies. And then some of those figures on the wall there. Some the X-Men 97 waves and then Spider-Man. A huge Spider-Man fan. Definitely one of my favorite characters. We'll look at the rest of the inbox figures on this wall in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and show you some more of the cases that I have. This is more of like a space-themed shelf. Got the Inhumans in there, Drax, Beta Ray Bill, so on and so forth. Some more space-related. This one is more themed toward villains. And then moving on down, still some space-themed stuff. That's mostly this whole cabinet is. The bottom shelf is a little bit different. There's that Guardian set. That is actually my favorite set. I love that set so much. And as you can see, I do have a Select in here. That is my favorite costume that Beta Ray Bill has ever worn. So I couldn't pass it up. Then I have an Iron Man shelf on down. Peep that huge Hulkbuster that was recently released. And moving on over, I've got some AIM soldiers and Hydra soldiers, along with some of the members of that. MODOK and Baron Zemo, Red Skull, so on and so forth. Baron Von Strucker. Then moving on up, this is just more of like a Avengers villain shelf. So I do have a wide variety of villains from Avengers in there. And then this is more Avengers themed stuff. See, I have the Alpha Flight, Dark Avengers, so on and so forth in there. And then I've got just the Avengers shelf. I do have the old Giant Man figure in there. That's why I opted to use the other Giant Man for my zombies. Then I've got a different style of Avengers shelf here. And this one is kind of like Underworld / demon characters. Do really like that Doctor Strange. That's the one that came in a 2-pack with Wong. They're all the time fighting demons and stuff, so I thought it was fitting to put them in there. And then I got Klee in the back, Brother Voodoo, Dracula. Some more Avengers villains here. And then this is an Asgardian shelf, Asgardian hero and villain. My old classic Beta Ray Bill there has fallen over. And then Deadpool, King Deadpool, all by himself here eating some popcorn. Then I've got some Sonyverse here. And then I do have some live action Disney Plus in there as well. Moving on up, got some street level villains. Moving on up, some Spidey villains. Gotta move those around because those two are so tall. Just haven't done that yet. Moving on over, I'm gonna skip the top. Those are my favorites, so we'll look at those last. I have the What If and Spider-Verse shelf here. Moving on up, some MCU villains. Gore has taken a tumble there. I can't get him to stand. He always falls. And then some street level heroes. Oh, we're gonna skip the top. And then I do have the Winter Guard down here. And she's Red Widow has fallen over. I believe that's her name. And then some more MCU here. Then I do have a Hand, Ninja, Kingpin, Daredevil, and Elektra shelf here. If you haven't kept up with the new comics, Elektra has taken on the mantle as Daredevil. They are now Daredevil together, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't read the last few issues. And then I've got some Wastelanders down here. I actually made that Star-Lord, that old man Quill. Oh, I didn't realize that my Silver Surfer had fallen back there. He normally goes on the next shelf up. So I got some Heralds here. Fun fact, this is my favorite version of Thor. Love that costume. The Silver Surfer has fell from here. He should be on that board. Got the HasLab Galactus in the back there. Then moving on up, I've got my Symbiote shelf. Symbiote. Then moving on into my Spider-Man figures. This is my stuff here. I love Spider-Man. Alright, so we're going to move on from the out-of-box legends. We saw some in-box legends. Here's some more in-box legends. So I do have all the Spider-Man from the newest Spider-Man movie. And then an in-box Elektra and an in-box Daredevil in those new costumes. I just thought they were too cool to pass up. A Toys R Us exclusive Groot. Jane Foster Thor. Dormammu, Doctor Strange, Klee. Just a lot of figures that I thought might be good to keep in box. Some of my favorites. Multiple Man, I just got really lucky and found him. Then I've got the callback wave there, the 20-year anniversary callback wave. Some posters. Got branching off into some TMNT there. And I am a fan of some animes. I like My Hero and Demon Slayer a lot. Got some more legends here. I think that's actually my third Thor that I have. 2 in box and 1 out of box. If you haven't read that Kate's Thor run, it's phenomenal. I only wish they could have finished. Kind of falls off there toward the middle. We're going to back up just a little bit. We're going to actually rotate around the room the other way. So this is more of my miscellaneous shelves here. I've got a Wolverine shelf, Doctor Strange shelf, Then I also have a lot of Deadpools. I just haven't got them out of box, and there's a couple Hulks in there as well. Got some fodder there. Actually 3D printed the Beta Ray Bill hammer, and then I found this comic for $20 probably about 8 years ago. That's actually what sparked my interest to back up into collecting comics. And it was ungraded. I ended up getting it graded, and it got a 9.2. Not too awful high, but I'm happy with it. So I've got my 3D printing set up here. A little bit messy at the moment, but nonetheless, 3D printing setup. See that nice blue color if you guys want to take a guess on what I'm building next. I already have a full-size Miles and Spider-Man statue. They're currently not here because they're at a comic book shop in Knoxville, Tennessee. Nirvana Comics. So they have my full-size statues for sale there if anybody's near, local, wants to see those. Then moving on back, I do have some helmets on this shelf, miscellaneous things. It's kind of become a catch-all right now where it's back here in the corner. Keep that Halo Spanker. I did make that, 3D printed that as well. And then I got some MCU props here on the wall. That shouldn't be there. It's out of place. It's a Leonidas Spear from Assassin's Creed. Then I have some selects here, the zombies. Back behind there I have the Guardians of the Galaxy, and some Watchers and Scrolls on bottom. And then miscellaneous comics and statues throughout. And got Cable. This is the Goddess of Thunder. This is when Thor was actually turned into a female in the comics. Cosmic Ghost Rider. And then first Jane Foster as Thor. And then Timothy Last Ronin. So moving on over here, we got the helmets, miscellaneous helmets. Has become more of a catch-all right now. Just kind of messy at the moment, unfortunately. And then peep that Halo Spanker. I did 3D print that. Got some miscellaneous MCU props. That's a Leonidas Spear from Assassin's Creed. That actually goes on the other wall that I have disassembled currently. It's called my weapon wall. That wall's from games and stuff like that. Moving on over to some more comic books. This is just more of my back stock. Although I did put some covers here that I like from the recent runs and older runs. Moving on up. It's an iconic Venom cover. First Ariana, first Tombstone. That's actually a reprint of the first Mysterio. And then first Carnage, first Ultimate Spider-Man, Hobgoblin Unmasked, and then first solo Ben Reilly story. Moving on up, you've got the Renew Your Vows, and then first Miles, first Gwen, first Silk, first Venom. And then coming on over here, as we were talking about Cosmic Ghost Rider, this is the first appearance of him, signed by Donny Cates. In my opinion, one of the best writers in Marvel right now. And then a signed Stan Lee Deadpool first appearance. Punchline first appearance. Some miscellaneous comics that I just like the cover of. First Transformers, first Mystique, first Rogue. And then Infinity Gauntlet, and just a really cool Thanos cover there. Always loved that cover. As you guys can see, I do have some DC figures there in the back as well. Bombshell figures there. Then backing on up here, you know what that cover's from, you're a real one. I do have the Mandalorian helmets there. I actually made that middle one. It was a full cosplay that I made. It's like a samurai take on the Mandalorian. And then I do have the Mandalorian and the Boba Fett helmet. Some cool posters up top there. This one actually wasn't a poster. I got that printed that size so I could make that. Then we're going to move over to the Pops here. I actually do not like Pops. Somehow I've ended up with the mass that I have. I've got these signed by the original voice actors for the cartoon show. And then got some Guardians of the Galaxy, Ghost Rider. Thanos signed by the creator of Thanos. Some miscellaneous Deadpool pops. My Hero Academia. Silk. Beta Ray Bill, both costumes. Stan Lee. All kinds of stuff here, guys. Then I've got some Avatar pops on the bottom. Fortunately, this is my junk corner. I got 2 of them. You saw the one there with the helmets. Everything kind of just accumulates there. And then this is actually branching off into my media. This shelf is kind of like a mismatch catch-all as well. I have all the Fantastic colors there. As you can see, I have a lot of boxes for my actual consoles. And then moving into some movies, TV shows, that sort of stuff. Books, graphic novels, photo albums. I've got some painting supplies down here, some different comic books. And then moving on up into my games. On over into my record wall, 21 Pilots, Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, all that sort of stuff. I have the Gears of War Lancers, a really huge book back there. This is my pen and button wall. A lot of those I've had for a long time. I've always liked the buttons and pins. This is my Zelda shelf. I've got to the point now where I don't buy video games unless they are complete in box. Moving over into my gaming setup. I don't currently have my computer on, but I do have 3 monitors. And then this one's actually hooked up to my console. I like to play on console better than I like to play on PC. So this is my 3D printing software and all that. And then I have a weenie dog. So I have the neon weenie dog sign with a cowboy hat. Just liked it. So I had to have it. Starting with some game merchandise and a couple figures here. Got the Lobo figure on his Space Hog, and then Fortnite, Battle Bus. I 3D printed the crown that's in between those two. That's our Lego shelf. My wife and myself have accumulated a few. And then I got some Dragon Ball Z and Fallout there. Moving on up, I've got some Halo, some more Fallout, Metroid, Zelda, Uncharted, Gears of War, Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs. And then this is just an extra desk that I put behind my desk. That way I had like a U-shaped desk and I can work on things on this one if I wanted to, like my 3D prints. Alright, that's the full room, guys. I hope you liked the tour. If you did like the tour, please leave me a like on the video. A sub on the page would be great. If you like Marvel Legends, I'm all the time getting new Marvel Legends and reviewing them. So if you do like that stuff, stick around, guys. Once again, my name is Lordy, your source of out of this world gaming interviews, and I'll see you next time.